On Wednesday, a judge dismissed Donald Trump's request to postpone his upcoming hush money trial, set for April 15th. Trump wanted to delay the trial until a Supreme Court decision on his claim of presidential immunity, which he brought up in a separate legal case. However, Manhattan Judge Juan M. Merchan found the delay request to be too late, noting Trump's legal team had plenty of earlier chances to bring up this immunity issue but waited until last month, missing the pretrial motion deadline. Judge Merchan questioned the genuineness of the late request in his written decision, suggesting it might not have been made in earnest. Trump's lawyers had hoped to halt the New York trial without setting a new date, waiting for the resolution of Trump's immunity claim in a different case concerning election interference in Washington, D.C. Donald Trump argues that he cannot be prosecuted for actions that occurred while he was in office, claiming presidential immunity. His legal team has not used this argument in his current hush money trial. However, they have tried to exclude certain pieces of evidence, like Trump's social media posts about his former lawyer Michael Cohen, arguing these occurred during his presidency and are therefore protected by immunity. The Supreme Court is set to consider the presidential immunity argument on April 25th, shortly after jury selection begins in the hush money trial. Trump's attorney, Todd Blanche, and the Manhattan District Attorney's Office both declined to comment on the matter. Trump initially brought up the immunity defense in a separate legal case in Washington, related to allegations he attempted to overturn the 2020 election results, leading to the January 6th Capitol riot. Judge Merchan, overseeing the hush money trial, has made it clear that the Washington case, which he calls the federal insurrection matter, is distinct from the hush money case and is treating them separately. In Washington, Trump is arguing that he should be immune from prosecution due to his presidential status, claiming he has absolute immunity from federal criminal liability. In New York's hush money case, he's attempting to block evidence related to what prosecutors describe as his efforts to pressure Michael Cohen and other witnesses. The hush money case involves accusations that Trump manipulated his company's records to conceal the true purpose of payments made to his former lawyer, Michael Cohen. Cohen was involved in suppressing negative stories during Trump's 2016 campaign, including arranging a $130,000 payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels to prevent her from discussing an alleged affair with Trump. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records, denying any affair with Daniels and asserting that the payments were legitimate legal expenses. Scheduled as the first of Trump's criminal trials, the hush money case was initially set for March 25th but was delayed to April 15th. This delay came after Trump's defense complained about a sudden influx of documents from a prior federal case that resulted in Cohen's imprisonment. Trump's legal team has sought further delays, criticizing Judge Merchan and expressing concerns over potential bias in Manhattan, which leans Democratic. They have made last-minute requests for additional time, part of a broader strategy by Trump, who openly admitted to seeking delays during a pretrial hearing. Trump's legal team is requesting Judge Merchan to step down from the case, citing potential bias due to his daughter's role as a Democratic political consultant. Despite rejecting a similar plea last year, if Merchan were to withdraw, it would significantly disrupt the trial's timeline, as a new judge would need time to become familiar with the case details. Additionally, Trump's attorneys are pushing for an indefinite trial postponement, arguing that current media coverage, which they deem prejudicial, should first subside. They also argue that the prosecutors are framing the case around the 2016 election, attempting to politicize the trial in a way that could influence jurors against Trump. Prosecutors counter these arguments by stating that the media coverage, largely amplified by Trump himself, is unlikely to diminish anytime soon. They argue that allowing Trump a trial delay because of the media attention he's garnered would be inappropriate. The prosecution believes that a thorough jury selection process, including specific questions to identify potential biases, will ensure a fair and impartial jury is chosen for the trial. Judge Merchan highlighted in his decision that Trump's late claim of presidential immunity in the hush money case is hard to believe. This skepticism arises because Trump's legal team had previously used the immunity defense unsuccessfully in an attempt to move the case from state to federal court. U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein had previously dismissed Trump's immunity claim, stating that the payments to silence an adult film star regarding an alleged affair were personal matters, not presidential duties. Hellerstein emphasized, hush money paid to an adult film star is not related to a president's official acts. It does not reflect in any way the color of the president's official duties. This points to the conclusion that such actions are outside the scope of presidential immunity. The legality of claiming immunity from federal prosecution for actions taken while in office by a former president remains unexplored territory. However, prosecutors in the Washington case have argued that no such immunity exists. Moreover, they maintain that the actions detailed in the indictment do not qualify as official acts. Both the trial judge in Washington and a federal appeals court have ruled against Trump on these matters.